welcome back to Young and Unscripted. So today I'm joined with the insanely talented Lorraine Adeyefa, who is the actor and writer of Her and the Voice in Her Head. Lorraine, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm feeling really excited. We're coming up to our second run of the play. So I'm feeling good, ready to just see how a new audience takes it. Yeah.
Amazing. And what was the inspiration behind the story?
Okay, so I would say it's the first time I started writing this play, my first ever agent had dropped me.
Okay.
So I was like dealing with rejection. But in the same breath of that, I was somehow getting into situationships.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had never had a boyfriend. My agent has just dropped me, but somehow I keep ending in these different situationships. So I just started to deal with like rejection. I was like, what does rejection look like to me, and why do I feel this way? And I just started writing in the notes of my phone. I feel like if anybody saw the notes of my phone, I would be scared. It's a really heavy space where I put all my like thoughts and my feelings, and then I was like, oh, Her and the Voice in Her Head. Let me start writing. So I just started writing my play in my phone, in my notes.
Yeah, I love that. And with rejection then, do you feel like you've been able to define that now, or do you feel like you're still on that journey of figuring out what it means to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Have I been able to define that? I would say no. I don't think there is 100% full definition for me of like saying, okay, rejection and separating it from my personal self. I feel like I'm on the journey.
Yeah.
I feel like every day in some form we're hit with different levels of rejection, whether that be small or big. But I think I'm learning how to manage that. And I realized that as I was writing this play, oh, my rejection sensitivity is high. And that's probably why. And as an undiagnosed like ADHD babe, I probably, relate to some of the symptoms in that as well. And I mask a lot. And I realized that, and we see that in the play as well, that this person is finally like lifting off the mask, and we see like what it looks like to just exist in her brain for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do you think that this play needs to be told now? Is it specifically to do with you and how you were feeling after your rejections, or do you think there's something wider with the audience being able to see it now?
I think now, because I have not finished the work, because I don't think we are ever finished.
Yeah.
But I think I got to a place of feeling safe within my truth and what I've been through in life, and some of the themes in this play is mental health. And I felt like, and I'm a very faithful person. Like my faith with God and my religion are the things that like ground me. And I felt like God was saying to me, like, it's time, tell this story. I've got you, I'm holding your hand. And however it's received is how it's received, but no, it's enough. So
yeah. Has there been anything from your first run when you did it at Riverside that the audience just didn't expect from it at all, and you got a lot of feedback being like, oh, I just wasn't expecting it to be like that?
I think, that's a good question. I feel like maybe people didn't expect me for the chaos, like that,
Right.
How chaotic it was, and how this person is like on a decline. And we see that. I think even the trailer for it, like we put out a snippet of a monologue, and we're hoping that, okay, that entices people and they see what's going to happen. But I don't think people realized, oh, we're going on an emotional roller coaster. I don't think people knew that immediately. And I could tell at the end when people were like, oh my gosh. But people would be like, this is so you. And I'm like, okay, cool. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? But hey, I wrote it, so yeah.
No, I love that. And I think the chaos translating straight from your notes app and just being like, okay, this is the voice. This is the voice in my head. So I love that. But amongst that chaos, do you think there's a specific line in the whole play that you think is your favorite or really speaks truth to what the play is about?
Oh, okay. That's a big question.
Yeah, big
one.
one.
I really love this line. I say in the play that I don't have a casual bone in my body. You might as well stick a knife in my heart and let it bleed and try and stitch it back up. That's one of my favorite lines, because it's so like, why would you say that? how are those two things the same? But it really like captures her. Like, she's not a casual babe. And for you to ever treat her like she was a casual babe, you might as well kill her.
Yeah.
and then try and put her back together again.
Wow.
That's like, I remember that vision. When I say those lines, I can just see this person, like somebody not receiving her well, or like being intentional with her, and she's like, you might as well have just killed me if you was never going to be intentional.
Yeah, just don't waste my time.
No, literally. And I always say this thing, I say, do not introduce me to a vibe that you cannot maintain.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's so true. So now going on to your character, her, why did you name her and not give her, you know, a unique identity, made it more universal?
You know what, do you remember, I don't know, it was it SNL, you know, Adele, when she was like, ladies and gentlemen, her. That was literally it. And I was like, I love this. Yeah. Who is she? She's her. Yeah. And I liked that she does get her name in the play, but it doesn't happen till the end.
Right.
And I felt like there was something special about everyone watching this person and just seeing them, like, with all the things that they encompass and what they're going through, but we don't actually know your name. And no one's called you by your name. And when we do hear her name, it matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like your name, it is an intentional thing, you know, it's something that's given to you, and again, going
and that's big in the play, like and I'm Nigerian, and my Nigerian name is Oluwakemi, and it means God is looking after me. And we care so much about where your identity, and we call it, I think it's called an oriki, I hope I've said it right, but our parents and our grandparents will give us our name with intention, like, even from my name, there's intentionality. So why on earth would I treat myself casual when there was so much thought put into my birth name? And like the prophecies that were laid out from my grandparents and the family members that were all there at my naming ceremony. So names are important, but she doesn't get her name till she finally sits with herself.
Oh, I love that. And what part do you think that you relate to most with her? Even though I suppose it's you, I guess, when you've written it. Yeah. But like, what do you relate most to with your character?
Okay. I would say Lorraine now relates to her softness and her warmth and her just overly, her sensitivity. I'd say, like, her sensitivity is what I relate to a lot. Okay. Yeah. And her goofiness. She's very silly, so yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to play with that. As you said, like in the notes, like, you've got to play that and let it out. And going back to that note section, I guess there would have been a lot of things that were very vulnerable in the notes and almost maybe felt too exposing. So was there anything that you were really against putting on stage which ended up being there? Or do you think that theatre just is a space to show your vulnerabilities and to expose yourself to an audience?
Good question. Is there anything I put in there that I thought was too raw? I feel like this play is as raw as it comes in terms of, like, I've really allowed everyone into, like, my bedroom, but in a very dramatized, heightened way. But I'm trying to think, is there anything that was off limits? No, you know. I think, what's the point of making art if we're not doing it to feel?
Yeah.
I feel like if I leave the theatre feeling unchanged, why am I watching? And like, what was the point in that? But also understand, like, even the funniest stories have feeling in it. Everything has some sort of, like, depth to it, I would say. But I don't think there's anything I was like, oh no, that can't go in there. Maybe like stories that might have felt a bit real, editing that as well.
Yeah.
Just making sure that I was protecting myself, because I have to, like, I'm the one telling this story every night. And mental health is a massive theme in this play. And as someone who struggled with mental health, it was like, how do we keep, like, my producer and my team and my director, they were like, how do we keep you safe? You're saying some heavy things. How do we keep you safe that, like, I'm retelling and reliving things that I've been through? And some of it isn't heightened, some of it is the truth of something that I've been through. And how we did that was lots of check-ins, but also I think one of the things that has kept me is that I'm not defined by my past. It's my past for a reason. And if sharing this story now is going to help somebody, let them know that they're not alone, that they're seen. And also talking about this taboo, being Nigerian and dealing with mental health, and also a Christian babe, it's like, okay, I can still have mental health issues and it can exist. How do I deal with that? How do we talk about it? How do we tackle this taboo? Or maybe if our parents never spoke to us about it, how do we, like, challenge it? I'm somebody that goes to therapy and I love it and it's changed my life, but I also go to church as well. Like, I can marry the two and that feels good to do. Like, I'm not hiding away from it. Yeah.
Do you think that there's a specific amount of time that you should wait before maybe experiencing something and then showcasing, because as you said, like protecting yourself and being kind to yourself, at what point do you think that theatre kind of could bridge and border on that like therapy line? And obviously, even though it is you're showing yourself and you're being vulnerable, but treating it as a therapy can sometimes be a bit dangerous, I guess.
It can be, I guess. I guess knowing yourself well. The difference with this is that I'm the writer and performer. If I was just the writer, it would be a little bit different. But because I'm both, and it is based off of true events that has been heightened to a certain degree, and not everything is true, I think the timeline of that, only you can answer that. But also allowing yourself to have regular check-ins. So with the team, like we were constantly checking in. But I'm in a really lucky position that I'm working with like some of my bestest friends, like some of the people that I've known for years. And it's such a privilege to have that. But I guess the question now would be, what happens if, as the play gets bigger and it evolves and now there are different hands involved, how do I still stay safe with new people coming on board, or like a team growing and evolving? What does that look like? And that's why, for me, whoever does come on board with this play, it needs to be people that genuinely like care. Like I will never see this project as like a cash project, or like that's it. It's integrity. It can't lose its integrity. And if it ever did, then that's when I know I need to step away. Or if it felt like, you know what, it's time for somebody else to step into the shoes of her. Like, what does that look like while I look after myself, or if I'm in a heavy season? So I think it's checking in with yourself and knowing, like, is it the season for you to tell this story, or does it look different with somebody else filling in those shoes for now? So I guess it's all of those different, it's balance.
And again, going back to working with your friends, how do you, obviously, if you said like it helps to have people who have integrity and know you and know how to care for you, but also I guess on a professional level, how do you find it? Because working with friends can sometimes be tricky.
It can be, but do you know what, I feel like being boundaried. I feel like everyone respecting each other in a professional way, but also that familiar love as well. I think it's knowing when to put what hat on, but also allowing, I think, so as the writer and performer, and anybody who's written their own show and has been in it or whatever, or even if you're just a writer, I think it's learning to let go of control. And I would say that I've had to learn how to be like, actually, are you the actor right now or are you the writer? So, you know, and checking in with my director a lot and being like, okay, let me know what you want from me. Or like just we were checking all the time and just be like, where we at, how we feeling. And I think that's why the bond has felt so real and beautiful, almost life-changing. Meeting all of them when I didn't realize that this was the time where I was going to need them the most. And it just feels like we were building and building together to the point where we can just keep creating. And now, like, if they need me for a project, I'm there. And not just a project, but if they need me in life, like, where I always say that, like, they're like my destiny helpers.
I think there's something so beautiful about working with people on a project, because it really is like your blood, sweat and tears going into it. And it feels different from just like, you know, your normal job of clocking in and clocking out, because it is just always happening. You're always thinking about it, always evolving. So it is really beautiful. But I guess even though you have that community, it is ultimately a one-woman show. And what do you think that gave the show that a full cast wouldn't have been able to provide for it?
Oh, I would say the oneness of it. It could only have been her, even though the voice in my head is voiced by another amazing actor called Effie Ansah. I think the oneness of it is the like nakedness. Like her needs to be vulnerable and naked, and cause she can't run anywhere. She can't. And Lorraine, the actor, can't run anywhere in this moment. Everything is just like, it's open. But in a way that doesn't it feel scary? Yeah. I think every night before a show when I did it, it's only right before when like the preset music is playing, that's when my heart starts to beat the loudest. Not in the day, not when I'm doing everything, but that's when it's like, do I remember all my lines? Am I going to be okay? And I think there's something so vulnerable and brave, like, to just get out there and do it. I think I can be my own biggest critique. And I think I forget or take for granted the fact that actually I'm up there saying all these lines on myself. like that's huge.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself my flowers.
Yes, give yourself. It's so important
Yeah.
to take pride in what you're doing, and you've created this. Without you, it would not be here.
Yeah,
so.
I'm grateful for that. But but also the team.
Yes. Shout out to the team. We love the team.
I couldn't do this. I don't know. But yeah, no, it is a very vulnerable position to be in. But yeah, without like the whole team, I would not be able to do it. Like even today, you've come in, we've just finished a run, and all they did was like sit there and watch and be like, "This is what you need to do." Because I was like, "Guys, I need to do a run. Can you watch that in itself?" Because it's so hard to rehearse a one-woman play on your own.
Yeah.
Because no one's watching you, and you can't hear anything. You just have to trust in your own instincts. And I feel like in life, I'm having to learn how to trust my own instincts as well. But you do need people in your corner.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my favorite line from Bell Hooks is, "Rarely do we heal in isolation." I think it's easy for us to feel like, I need to go away and work on myself with no one there. But how do you know the challenges that are coming if you have no one to do relationships with? You know, because they're holding mirrors to you. So, yeah.
And I guess from an acting standpoint then, with acting, it's so much about, like bouncing off of your scene partner and reacting. Yeah. So like that's literally acting, just reacting off of somebody. So how do you find that sometimes?
With this, I had to learn early on that the audience aren't my scene partners.
Okay.
Because if I let them, then when they're not doing anything, it's gonna mess with my head, because I'm like, they didn't laugh at that joke. Right. They're not cackling here. They're not saying anything here. So I've had to like block them out. And funny enough, when I've written the script, I wrote the audience is her mirror. So even if they're not saying anything, maybe it's the parts of me that is quiet. When they're laughing, maybe it's the parts of me that laugh. When they're crying, it's the parts of me that cry. That's how I've like tried to like teach myself that I may get silence and that's okay. Like, let's sit in that, because we need to sit with ourselves in the silence. So I've just like used it as the whole, like how I would mirror in real life. I'm mirroring with the audience. Yeah.
How has it evolved from that first time you did it at Riverside?
So I'd done a rewrite and we're on draft 6, I think.
Wow.
Draft 6. Yeah. It has changed massively. I think the first one felt so like erratic, and it's like, okay, I'm putting my baby out there. Yeah. This version feels redefined and like more definition, like what is actually happening, why is this happening, and what are the peaks and what are the lows, like all of that. Whereas the first time it felt like, I wrote this, let's do it, let's just try a thing quickly. Yeah.
And now, so the play itself, it focuses on her who has just come out of a situationship.
Yeah.
So can we please define what is a situationship? What is different from dating somebody and being in a situationship with somebody?
Okay, let's talk about dating first. I would say dating somebody, both parties are in agreement that you are dating, and it's intentional. Yeah. Hopefully with the outcome of a relationship.
Yes.
Now a situationship is 2 people that might enjoy each other's company, but don't know what it is. There isn't a title. We're vibing. We're going with the flow. We're seeing how things will go. Yeah. That's what I would say a situationship is. And one tends to fall more in love a lot of the time.
It's always the way, isn't it? And I feel like it always flips.
Yeah.
It
does, yeah.
Why do you think, I mean, I've had it, and I sort of believe it as well, that situationships are harder to get over than relationships. Why do you think that is?
So I had a line that we've taken out from the first thing, and I think I said, in the line I say that you were just my projections manifested. It's an idea that you've created. It's the potential of, it's all the things we could have been that we never was.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's
living
like,
for the hope of
I've dreamt it. It's because you haven't experienced it. Your heart is healing from a version that you never got to experience, and all these expectations that you built up, but they were never going to happen. So they're dreams and fantasies that didn't happen, and that can be painful. Like, whoa, like, I really thought you'd make me your girlfriend. I really thought we'd be together. I really, like, all these things. I thought maybe we'd go on our first date. Like, all of those things that you want in a relationship, and then it doesn't happen. So you're not only mourning the person, you're mourning everything that didn't happen.
Yeah, everything it could have been.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. what do you think then in situationships? What are people lying to themselves about? How do they get into situationships? Because no one wants to be in one.
Does,
how do we get ourselves in it? Because I'm pretty sure I know, like, I don't think I know one person who hasn't been in a situation.
I think it's delusion. I think we delude. No, and I've been there. I can say it because I've been there. I think we delude ourselves that maybe that this person will be on the same page as me one day or whatever. But I think it's like delusion or lying to yourself that you can do something that you know you can't do. Yeah. So like for me, I know I'm not a casual person. So why am I getting myself into a situationship? Yeah. Like doesn't make sense. Yeah. Whereas I know I'm an intentional person. So I would need to like be dating somebody that would love a relationship as a outcome. So yeah.
But I guess then what happens then with situationships where you both start off being like, yeah, it's going to be something.
Yeah.
So it gets lost along the way.
I guess so. And someone along the way doesn't want what the other person wants.
Yeah.
If you're still in this place of like, or somebody's just not ready.
Yeah.
And they're stringing you along. And I guess that's where communication comes in. Like, you should be able to communicate at every point what you want and where you're at. But people really like the idea of having someone. So sometimes they can't say that, or they're scared that if they say those words, they will lose that person because they've built such a massive attachment to this individual. So.
What's something that you've learned in the past from a situationship that a relationship could never teach you? Like it's very specific to a situationship.
Never let somebody tell you twice how they feel about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we unpick that? Because I like that. Let's unpack it because I like it. But let's talk about that.
Like, and even with their actions as well, not even just what they say. Like, don't let them have to show you. Like, you know, like those who don't hear will feel.
Yeah.
Like, if you know, so your body will tell you.
Yeah.
Your intuition will tell you. So if you ignore that, it's gonna hurt. I feel like if somebody has said like, oh, like I'm not ready, like, but you know, one day I will be, and you're like, hey, maybe the one day will be with me.
Yeah.
They don't want you. That's the truth. In my opinion, it's a harsh thing to say, but yeah, I'd say like, yeah, if somebody's like, I'm not ready right now, but I will be, but I do like you. It's not you.
No.
It's not you. Yeah, that's what
So do you believe in right person, wrong time, or you think, nah, they're lying
right
to
person,
you?
Wrong time.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it, but I used to, because when I tell you I'm a lover girl, I used to believe that, do you know what, maybe in another lifetime, we can make it work. But nah. I think if it didn't work, there was a reason why it didn't work.
Yeah.
And to go back, I believe in not going back. I think we should keep going forward. I think we should keep going forward. Yeah. Like anything that you have to remember, if you walked away from a situation, you walked away from it for a reason. And I'm not saying people don't change and people don't grow. And somehow, some people do come back to each other and it's beautiful. But I do think that more often, once you've left something, and there was a reason why you chose to leave. I would say, yeah, for me. Anyway, if I walk away from something and I've had time to think about it and I've rationalized, then yeah, it was the right thing to do.
And how is her tackling that within your play?
Not well.
Yeah.
Not well.
Are any of us?
Not well. And even like when she does quote unquote tackle it, it's not finished. Yeah. Like healing is not linear. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's the first step to recognizing. And there's a line in the play where Sis says to her, oh, self-awareness. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And we can be so self-aware and still choose to do the wrong things for ourselves.
Yeah.
Whether we, like, whatever your version of wrong or right is, because everybody's versions of what makes sense to them is different, right? Yeah. So I think for her, it's the first time she's sitting with herself and like, without me giving it away, but like, yes, first time she's sitting with herself.
Yeah. And I think also there is something so interesting to me about seeing something objectively and hearing about somebody else's situation and you're like, oh my gosh, that's such a red flag. Like, get
and we're like, oh, it can never be me.
Yeah. And then when you're in it, what do you think it is about that emotional connection that just blindsides you?
I think it depends how much you give of yourself away.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you can never give someone yourself, right? Physically. But I think for me, I can only speak for myself. I think it's important that we guard our hearts and we're careful of what we give to people, of what we share of ourselves. Because once we start to do that, I think what I've recognized in my journey of healing, and even with writing this character, I recognized for her that she gave so much so quickly. That's why she was missing the red flags or the things that were like, oh, you're being love bombed here, babe. And like, I guess things that she had never received before, and not realizing that, oh, it's the little girl in her that was just wanting to be seen. The validation that she needed, she's getting it from a man, but a man that could never really see her. Yeah.
It's so interesting because I think as well, just in what we see in theatre or even in, I was like a big Disney kid. I still love Disney. And I feel like you see these like epic romances and these great loves and you think, oh, I deserve that. And then the smallest glimpse of it, you're like, I'm there, I'm ready, I'm fully into it. And then you're like, oh, wait, that's in the movies. It's not actually happening.
And I still kind of do. My friends will tell you that I think I'm in a film. I just can't help it. Like I grew up watching some of the best 90s films. And like I make a reference to Love and Basketball because that's one of my favorite 90s films, but a lot of people hate that film because they don't like the way it ended, or like they felt like the girl was chasing the guy. But for me, it's my first time I saw two black people on screen fall in love, and I say that in my play. I'm like, that mattered to me, that representation. But growing up on all these chick flicks, The Notebook, Titanic, She's the Man, all of that, and I'm like, surely a love like this is real for me. Like there's a little bit of struggle, but we make it in the end. Like, but I don't want struggle love. I don't want struggle love.
Well, talking about all those red and green flags, I have a game for you where I am going to give you a situation and I want you to tell me if it is a red or a green flag.
Oh my gosh.
They have awful replies, but they're amazing in person.
No, red flag because communicate.
Yeah.
Communicate. That's red flag for me, sorry.
Fair. They want to take things really slow.
Green.
They're very independent, but it's to the point where they only ask to see you once a week.
That's healthy.
Do you think?
In a relationship or getting to know? Because that's different.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me your two different
Because
points.
if we're getting to know each other, that might be a slow burn. We might. Life is busy.
Life is busy. Yeah.
Life is busy. If we're in a relationship, I might see you 3 times a week. I might see you 3 times a week, 1 week, and then the next week, 1 week. Like it would ebb and flow. I think it depends. So maybe we can put that in a like, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, because I also feel like with progress, life's busy, things happen. But if you're only seeing someone once a week, like it's gonna take a while for it to get anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. But then long distance.
Fair. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
For sure.
But yeah, if you like to see somebody a lot,
Yeah. They read your message, but they don't reply until a few hours later.
That's fine. He might be busy.
Yeah?
Green flag.
But they do that all the time.
It just, this is case by case.
Yeah.
Because I'd be taking time to reply sometimes.
Yeah. But I don't think I'd ever, I might.
Oh, and then they read it and leave it read.
Like they've opened it. And then like hours I'd be like, oh, okay, da. But I feel like even
I wouldn't read it. I wouldn't read it.
I'd
come to it when I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a red flag.
Yeah.
But is it the intent behind like you've opened it and you're aware that your reds are on?
Do you know what it is? It's because it's
look at me deep in the Sorry, I ruined the whole game.
This is me when I'm in a situation because I'm like, if I see that someone's opened my message and they haven't replied, I'm spiraling.
Same. I'm not gonna lie. I know what I'm saying, but it's okay. I'm trying to be so mature, so bad. But
I'm sorry. I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah. I would say amber. Is it amber
version?
Go on, amber.
Let's make it.
Let's say an amber flag. Then.
Okay.
You got to start being like, "Ooh, is this what I want for myself?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing as well, like love languages and just the way that you communicate. Like you need to know each other's because you need to know how.
And you can't change anyone. Exactly. That's another thing. You actually cannot change anyone or make anyone love you the way you want to be loved because we're also wired differently.
You feel calm around them, but you're not excited around them.
That's a green flag.
Okay.
So you feel calm, but you're not excited.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be your nervous system being regulated. So I want to say green.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. They double text you.
Yeah. Green.
Yeah, I said okay as well.
Yeah.
Text me.
Double text me. Yeah. Let me know you're interested.
Yeah. Are still friends with their ex.
Oh no. Red.
But what happens?
Red. The brightest of red.
But what happens if it was genuinely just a really amicable ending?
You don't need to be friends. You can be civil. She was a lovely person, and that is it.
Fair.
We don't need to do. Why do you need to do life with your ex, though? In my opinion, in my case by case, everybody has their own.
Fair.
I don't need to be with anybody that's still friends with their ex.
Fair.
Yeah, no.
They want to go with the flow. Well, we talked about this earlier.
Red flag. Bye. No.
Be intentional.
Yeah.
They've never been in a relationship before.
I don't think that's a red flag.
No.
I don't think that's a red flag. I think things happen.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't met anyone worth settling down with for them yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They tell you that you deserve better.
Red.
Such a red flag.
Like, can you do the work? Go to therapy.
Yeah. Okay, so then following on from that, what is a red flag that people often mistake for a green flag?
Somebody that is overly giving you stuff, like overly complimenting you, overly giving you gifts, overly giving you affection in like the first couple of weeks.
Right.
Love bombing.
Yeah. Because the quicker that they're interested, just as I cannot speak.
I know what you mean.
The quicker they fall.
Yeah. And also, we shouldn't fall in love. I heard this. We should walk in love. It sounds so ridiculous.
No, I love
you know that. What I mean? But like,
I
think to fall in love is like, but if you're falling, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Whereas if you walk in it, you're pacing yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at the quotes.
I love that. And what's a green flag that people often overlook?
A slow burn. Somebody pacing themselves, taking their time to really get to know you is a massive green flag.
Yeah.
Like if they're being consistent, they're talking to you all the time, but they're not rushing. They're not like calling you pet names already, or like doing things that not making you feel like their girlfriend in the first 2 weeks. Like just like, oh, like I really want to know who this person is. Yeah, I'd say the slow burn.
Yeah, I love a slow burn.
I'm learning to love a slow burn.
Yeah. You gotta get to know the person.
I'm recognizing it's the way.
Yeah.
It's the way.
It's the way forward, for sure. It's slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. You know what?
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, now going on to the voices in her head. Like a lot of it, obviously, as you said, is about mental health and how we as humans cope.
Yeah.
So when do you think that our inner voice protects us, and when does it sabotage us?
I think our inner voice is very much deeply rooted to the little child in you. So it becomes a sabotage. It becomes that when the little person in you, the stuff that was neglected in you. So for instance, people pleasing, maybe as a child, like you might have felt like you wasn't seen or heard. So when you become an adult, you start to seek validation or look for people's approval and things. But that's because the little person in you didn't get that stuff, didn't get the affirmation where they could feel confident in their own feelings. But where it becomes positive is when you feel good, when you genuinely feel good with the choices that you're making, and even when it feels challenging, like to put the boundaries in place because you're recognizing, oh, I have to, like little me never used to do this, so I owe it to the adult me to now put the boundaries in place and start to see myself before anybody else can. And that's why my faith is important to me. For me, I know if no one sees me, God sees me. And that's enough.
Yeah.
Like that is enough for me. Like I know that when I pray, I'm at the most peace I've ever felt. And that keeps me grounded and keeps the inner voice in me, which I would say is the Holy Spirit, is what grounds me. Yeah.
So you said it's obviously that little girl in you. So do you think it's something that's inherited? Does it get passed down from potentially our parents, our friends, from people we know? Is it their kind of worldviews then?
Sometimes I would say, I think the people around us shape us, and sometimes without our own knowledge, some of the things that our parents have faced, or maybe what they've said because of their parents have said to them, has trickled down. But now, if we're aware and we're responsible enough, it's our jobs to not let it continue. We can't let a cycle continue. And in this play, there is another voice that I won't mention, but it links to that whole generational thing of like, okay, what are the voices that came before you passing down to you? Like, what have they said to you to remind you of your strength and who you are? And like for me, like I said, my name, my mum and dad gave me such a powerful name and reminded me from birth that God was looking after me. And that's like been the prophecy of my life throughout. Like they said it from the beginning, and that's my story. Yeah.
So do you think that's your most important voice? Because I feel like there's so many voices in our heads. You have the negative, the positive, you know, when you're frightened, anxious, all these different things. So what do you lead with?
I'd say I'd lead more with the voice that sounds similar to God's love.
Yeah.
That feels peaceful, that feels joyful, that has kindness in it, that has self-control in it, that has patience in it. And those are all like what I would call the fruits of the spirit. Like all of those things are the things that lead me internally. Yeah.
And those patterns that you were talking about earlier that are passed down to us, how do we break them? How do we break that cycle?
I guess it's acknowledging.
Yeah.
First, acknowledge the emotion that you're feeling. Consider why you have the emotion and like think, okay, what can I do? And for me, how I break down those patterns is sitting with myself, writing it down, talking to a friend, praying, and not allowing myself to spiral. But of course, it's inevitable. These things happen. We're human. Like sometimes we do crash out. Sometimes we do move out of character. But I think for me, it's like, how do I get back to myself? How do I ground myself? How do I remind myself that everything I need is already within me, and that's okay? Like, how do I keep bringing myself back to that point? Yeah, it's a journey. Definitely think there's so many different things that I can add, tools, I would say, coping mechanisms that I rely on. But sometimes it can feel like I can't do those coping mechanisms. So sometimes I might have a day where I'm like, today, the phone's off social media, turning everything off. I need to sit with myself. Like I think having quiet moments and praying and journaling are the things that ground me.
Is there like a specific place? Like obviously you say when you just want to kind of be locked away and you want to kind of turn off from the world so that you can regain your thoughts. Is there a place for you that you can?
It's my bedroom.
Yeah.
It's my bedroom. And this play is set in my bedroom.
Yeah.
But my bedroom can also be the most negative place as well. Like in this for her, I show two sides of it. I show that for me, Lorraine, my bedroom is my peace. And like where I like go in to like pray. But also your bedroom can become like a really sad place. Like in this play, it starts off with her depression room. And I've been there where you're just like living in one space constantly and not leaving that space and staying in the same cycle. It's the saying of like messy room, messy mind, right?
Right.
Clean room, clean mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you cultivate your own space? I guess wherever I am, I try my best to protect my peace so that I'm fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that. I guess it is my bedroom, but I don't know if I can say it's the only place that I feel peace. I'd say church, I feel peace. With my family, I feel peace. With my friends, I feel peace. And anything that's disturbing that peace, I have to check in with myself and be like, do I need to remove myself now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's that thing as well, sort of talking about like your friends and your family. It's that idea of like home isn't always a place and like safety isn't always a place.
Yeah.
Like it's the people you surround yourself
Yeah.
with.
And it's the saying home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Like if my heart is there, then I'm good.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest challenge that her faces in this play?
Ooh, the biggest challenge.
There's a lot she's going through.
Yeah. I would say talking about her darkest moment, and that's her mental health. I feel like she's avoiding talking about it, and then finally she cracks. Like I feel like she's avoiding her truth, which is her past. Like she can't get to the next stage till she deals with what had happened in her life.
Right. If this play had to be summed up in either a sticker reply or a meme, I feel like sticker replies are the new thing. What would it be?
Have you seen the one with Viola Davis in How to Get Away with Murder, and she's picking up her bag and like, yeah, I'd say it's that. Here we go again. I'd say it's that.
Yeah. And when you're in a situation, when Lorraine's in a situationship, what is your most
no more.
Yeah,
I'm done now.
We're
As
done.
a grown woman, I don't enter into anymore. Go.
What is your most played song? Do you have like a
heartbreak album? Sort of.
But this is the thing, because I feel like I have different ones when I'm in situationships and then once they've ended. Because when I'm in it, it's all, I'm thinking this is going to go somewhere.
So when I'm in it, you're asking when I'm in it?
Let's go both, but let's start with when you're in it.
When I'm in it, I would say it's very lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
So, Snow Allegra, You.
Do I know
It's a very, not everyone knows this song, and it's in my play. It's Snow Allegra You.
I have to listen to
It's
it.
so good. And like in the lyrics, she says, "We keep it on the low, nobody knows. But when I see you, all I think about is you." Yeah.
Yeah, in your feels.
Yeah.
I love it. And then when it ends.
Oh my gosh.
I have one. No, because situationship, they're not lasting.
Jasmine Sullivan, Girl Like Me. And that's in the play too. I love the soundtrack of this play. I think it's fantastic. But I'd say Jasmine Sullivan, Girl Like Me.
I love that. How do you think then the audio has like helped to create this world that you built?
The audio, it's huge. The songs, like the music we use, I love music so much. And like her as a producer in the play, she's an aspiring producer. And like as the play gets bigger, I'm hoping that we can make music, we can we can go bigger. But music is so important in this play. Like I grew up on R&B, like the early and 90s R&B, early 2000s when people were actually singing and on their knees begging for girls back.
Yearning,
that's the yearning. That kind of music, yeah.
Yeah, and you also do poetry, don't you? So how's that been implemented into the play?
Massively.
Yeah.
Massively. Like a lot of the lines I say, I would say I'm a spoken word artist. I'd say that I'm not a rhymer, but somehow everything I say feels like I'm rhyming.
Right.
Like a lot of the time my friends would be like, Lorraine, I feel like you're doing spoken word right now. And I was like, do you know what? I should perform it. Yeah. And then I just started performing my words. I feel like I have a cadence. I'm not a rapper. I think I can. I feel like I could. I'm joking. But I feel like I have a cadence. I have a really nice cadence that works for spoken word and storytelling. And I marry that together. There's so many moments of my play that is very spoken word-esque. And I'm heavily inspired by playwrights like Debbie Tucker Green, where there's no formula. Like, this is my work. You can like it or you can't. It's up to you. And like, it's enough the way it is.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite scene?
The first boy I talk about in the play.
Okay.
That's my favorite scene. Yeah.
I love that. Why is that?
Because that is the first monologue I wrote that helped highlight this, that helped me start writing this play. And it's my 10-second one. It's the one I've got on my Instagram. It's the trailer one. That's my favorite scene.
So if one of your friends came to you right now and said, I've met this guy, I've met this person, I really like him, what would be your advice? Kind of knowing like, this could be entering situationship.
Oh, that it could be going into.
Well, I mean, obviously there's advice. Always the potential of it could be a relationship, but just, what advice in general would you give them?
I would say take it slow.
Yeah.
My friend, like my best friend, she always says this to me. She goes, "You are the sun, he isn't." And that's from Grey's Anatomy. When Christina tells Meredith, or is it Meredith that tells, I don't know which one of them, and they're each other's persons. And my best friend always says to me that you are the sun, not him. And I would just remind them that like, you are the sun, you are the prize. Take it slow, and and if it's meant to be, it will be. I know people hate hearing that, like, but genuinely, it's true. Yeah. You are the sun.
Who is this play really for?
Good question. I used to think it was for me, but it's not. It's not for me anymore. I used to think it was just, all my feelings, I'm getting it out, exposure therapy. Yeah. And then as it came around to getting ready for Riverside Studio, I was like, this is bigger than me. It's not like, it's about everyone that has felt like they weren't enough, or like they feel like the healing journey that they're on, like how do they sit with themselves or recognize it? And I feel like as I was coming up to the show, I was like, there's a lot of responsibility that I'm holding here to tell this story in a way, carefully but also in a way that doesn't feel rushed, but also like enough for somebody to take in. Whether it's the beginning part or the end part or the middle part, I don't want anyone to leave the theatre not feeling seen.
And what do you think that the play has taught you about yourself?
Oh my God, it's taught me so much. It's taught me that I've come so far.
Yeah.
It's taught me that I've come so far, and that like it's made me realize how proud I am of myself and like my journey. And like, I'm a survivor. I'm resilient. I'm strong. I'm soft. It's taught me all of those things. It's taught me that all of the things that make me who I am, like it's just enough. Like I will keep saying it because I've truly believe I am sitting in one of the best versions of myself, and that is like a testimony in itself to get to that point where I'm like, oh, I really really love myself now, not in a like vain way, but like I genuinely just love myself, and that's okay.
I love that. And this is my final question for you, Lorraine.
Here we go.
But what advice would you give to an aspiring creative trying to get their foot in the door?
Oh, I would say, right. Scratch nights. I'd say get yourself on scratch nights. Share your work with your friends. Work with your peers. If there are other creatives that are doing what you are doing, right, work with them. Do not feel like you need to work with the top of the top or whatever is considered the top of the top for your work to be of value. Work with your people, because your people will also keep climbing with you, as opposed to feeling like, oh, I need to do this. And everyone talks about this, but I don't know if people are doing it enough. Everyone on my team are people that I can do this with. And that makes me feel like happy because we're all going to keep going like this together. Yeah, I'd say just write, share as much as you can, and take advice from people that you value their opinion. Don't feel like you need advice from people that is your version of top. Of course, it's important to learn and aspire for greatness, but not every. It's artist perspective. Some of the best art in the world I might not like, but everybody's like, this is the best thing they've seen, and it could be vice versa. So I think it's being able to know what voice you should be listening to the most. Ironically, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lorraine. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. And
well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're going to smash it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And we'll see you all next week on Young and Unscripted.
Bye.